At the official Huawei roadshow launch, where we've just managed to catch up with the managing director of Netone, Mr. Kangai. Say thank you so much for your short time that you've accorded us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, say Huawei roadshow. I know, I understand. These are very significant players at the backbone of your technology. What do you think about the roadshow?
Well, I think it's great. It's giving stakeholders like Netone and those in the ICT sector is to the available technologies that can really improve people's lives. And we are very happy that we've partnered with Huawei. What has come out very clearly now is that Huawei is the #1 player in the ICT industry. So they've got cutting-edge technologies that will make life richer. And also bring communications to the remote areas and increase the utility of the mobile phone. That is tremendous. So the mobile phone is no longer going to be used just for voice and text messaging, but it is going to cut across all sectors of people's lives: health, education, e-government, agriculture. These will see increasing applications of mobile communications, ICTs. And Huawei has got a full range of such products which they are showcasing today.
Which ones already are you working with Huawei to implement, and you have been already running as Netone?
Well, we did an increasing rollout of our 3G network, which provided internet access across. And you will agree with me that once you have internet access, internet is a common platform, so there are so many applications that run on the internet platform which we are now able to provide. So I think it's great, and the future is coming. What we have lined up for hopefully this year is the 4th generation. And I also just want to add that Huawei has been spearheading. I think you heard from their presentation that they've got 70,000 PhDs in their research and development laboratory to come up with cutting-edge technology, and they've invested something like $800 million for the research and development for the 5th generation. 5th generation is gonna have amazing speeds. So I think we made the right choice by partnering with Huawei. They are now the #1 mobile telecommunications provider worldwide.
Definitely. Let's just speak on the technologies that you're actually having with Huawei. Locally here, Mr. Kangai, people say Netone is somehow lagging, especially when you talk of LTE and 4G. Yet you have these strategic partners. Some people are saying Netone is not really catching up; it's a bit behind. What are your sentiments towards that?
Yeah, well, we normally plan these things well in advance, well ahead of our competitors. The only challenge that we've experienced over the years is the lack of funding. But I'm happy to say that we've been assisted through Huawei's connections. We had this 45 million loan, which we implemented a very successful project. Okay. And we are now looking at the follow-on project with the $220 million, which is going to provide a variety of platforms. And I think what you have seen is that the platforms that Huawei is providing are such that you can implement all the technologies across the board on one common piece of platform. You'll be able to do 2G, 3G, LTE, 4G LTE, and Wi-Fi to target your hotspots.
Are you going to be taking any one of those lately?
The project that I'm talking about has got all those things lined up for implementing right here in Zimbabwe. So that's coming very soon. Very soon. So we are all very excited that we'll be able to bring these technologies and enhance people's lives. As I indicated, I think the area of interest, tremendous interest, is health service delivery. What ICTs will do is to ensure that, because right now the ratio of patients to a doctor is very high.
Yes, that's very true.
But with ICTs, it will provide access yeah, to a much wider base of patients across the country. And expertise can be tapped. Yeah? If you have got an expert in such an area, health area, that expertise can be tapped across the whole country. So I think that will be made possible through these various technologies. And you talk of agriculture, there will be remote assistance. Yes, self-funded farmers, but here we are looking at increasing productivity through access to information. The extension services will be readily available to farmers out there through the use of access. So these are some of the areas that we hope will be able to bring benefits to people across the board.
Okay, all right.
Mobile financial services are also going to leverage on this mobile network, which is now reaching out. It is even going to be better as we implement the Huawei project, what we call the mobile broadband technology.
Okay, Mr. Kangai, speaking of all these technologies, I'm not so sure if these statements are factual or they're in the minds of the people. People say that Net1 strategy is to mainly focus on the elderly, those who are actually above 30 and all that. But speaking at looking at technology, I do not understand or know. Do you think all these technologies, are you not missing out if your plan or your strategies is for the elderly? Are you not going to be missing out on these exciting technologies which are mainly associated with the youth and the upcoming, considering the ratio of subscribers used to the elderly, especially in your network?
Yeah, that's the reason why we are going to these new platforms. The difference between these 3G, 4G, LTE with the old technology is the speed to which you can access the internet. These new technologies that are coming up give you greater throughput speeds. And once you have greater throughput speeds, it creates that platform for innovation where the youngsters that you are talking of can
How much of these youngsters do you have in your network, Mr. Kangai? Ratio, probably, compared to the elderly?
Yeah, these things, as we roll out the network, we will be getting a wide variety of various population by age groups coming into the networks. We are tailoring these applications to make sure that everybody can benefit. And in fact, what we are also doing is we are providing a mechanism that will analyze the usage patterns of various customers on our network, and then we'll be able to segment the market according to the user requirements. This thing is going to give us the intelligence, the information as to the various user patterns, and then once we have that information, we can then tailor-make our products to suit their specific requirements. This is something that we are already implementing. So we'll be able to provide even students at university. In fact, we are building a network. I was at St. Paul's Musami Mission on Saturday, and we've put up a tower in preparation for a base station which overlooks St. Paul's Musami Mission. And 4G, when it comes, we'll provide it. They can do their internet access high speed. This is what we are developing. So that approach cannot just be for the elderly people. We are developing a network platform that will meet the various user requirements across the gender and age groups of our society. That's what we are trying to do.
I don't know, according to your own experience, the coming in of LTE, 4G, and other high speeds here in Zimbabwe, they haven't been that fast. Do you think we have a policy problem, or we have players not really quickly uptaking to the new technologies, adapted to the new technologies? What do you think really has led us to be lagging? Because some other countries, even when you spoke of 3G, some other countries had already moved to try 4G, and now we're talking of LTE. But Zimbabwe here, we are still lagging.
Yes, Zimbabwe went through a difficult period. You know, there's what we have come to call the lost decade from 1999 to 2009.
Okay.
There's been very little investment in telecoms. So we have basically, since the introduction of the multi-currency, we are basically trying to catch up on that lost decade. So those are some of the challenges. We have not been fast in bringing in these new technologies, not because we didn't want to, but because of the lack of capital resources. Foreign currency was, I think was quite an issue. This equipment is not manufactured here in Zimbabwe. It has to be imported from elsewhere using foreign currency. So that took a major drawback in terms of our development programs. So what we're trying to do now is to quickly leapfrog. Thanks, technology also is moving forward. So we're trying to get this technology very quickly and bring it to Zimbabwe. But we also have the challenge of rolling out the passive infrastructure, especially in the rural areas where there's been no electricity in some of those areas. There's no transmission lines, high capacity transmission links to go to the rural areas. Because on top of 3G, 4G, you need very strong backbone, very high capacity backbone to be able to bring these services. So those are some of the things that have been kind of slowing us down, but we're getting there. Yes.
Speaking of the financial constraints that we've had for the past 10 years, Ms. Kangai, last question to you. You have also been named amongst people who are getting over 40,000 as the monthly salary. What is your response towards that, sir?
Well, I don't earn that kind of a salary. In fact, it's been said my take home, that's not correct. Whatever the salary and benefits, they are actually subjected to pay as you earn, right? And I can also say that the Netone board in 2011 took the position of implementing what is called total cost to company model. So if you are getting a company car, right, a lot of people don't show that on the salary, but it is a cost to the employer, right? What was done was to say, right, we are no longer going to provide a company car to those that were previously entitled to company car. We will give them an allowance. Then they can look after the car, buy the car, get a loan from a bank, buy the car themselves. They will be responsible for insurance, maintenance, and the running costs. Right? So that's the total salary that you get, right, is a true reflection of the cost to the company. Right? So that I believe we're the only ones to introduce that system. But all those benefits which are reduced to monetary terms, right, they are taxed. They are subject to pay as you earn. And we have not tried to go around that system. We recognize and conform to the laws of the country. That's basically what we've done. But I also wanted to highlight the fact that unfortunately we have been kind of taken advantage of by our competitors, right? Basically, we have been financing their training costs for staff. When we introduced mobile some time back, people had to train at that time using foreign currency, right? But the salaries were not competitive. Okay, so we ended up, after training these people, the engineers and technicians, they're taken by our competitors.
Definitely.
They did not have to incur any expenses in terms of training.
So we're taking all the resources, yeah.
So now we can see that Netone has been subsidizing the privately owned company. If you were to go around and you see the staff in the privately state-owned companies. Most of them are either from PTC,
Center for
Netone.
Learning in Netone, and that's true. That's true. Like,
So effectively, people then say, but why is it that they are doing better? It's because they've basically been subsidized by state-owned companies like the PTC, Netone, Intel. This is the very unfortunate aspect. But I think really the remuneration levels that were put in are very, very transparent.
alright. So definitely you are not in the threshold of the 40,000.
No, definitely.
Okay. All right. Any more last words to our viewers before we just close this?
Well, just like to thank those that have been supporting Netone. It is because of that support that we've been able to build the network, because we've been using the resources collected from our customers to expand and build the network. So I think we would like to express our sincere gratitude to those that have been supporting Netone from the time of its inception up to now. Netone is there because of them, because of that continued support. So we owe it to them. We appreciate. We will keep on working with them and doing better and providing them the services that they require. That is our commitment.
Do you have a time frame for these new technologies that are going to be coming through that you can probably estimate?
I would like to say this year.
This year? Yes, that's fast enough.
Yes.
You've heard it from the horse mouth. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this short Technomake video. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye, sir.
Thank you. Thanks very much.